Hello and welcome to HBM's Crypto-Corner for Wednesday, January 23rd, 2019. We got some good stuff to talk about. First of all, we're going to talk about this movie which has been discussed and has been rumored and been talked about. I mean, it's like the talk of Hollywood. New movie with Sam Elliott, which is being released, called The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot. And, oh man, this looks really cool. I mean, Sam Elliott, yep. February 8th is when it's released on video on demand and Blu-ray. Synopsis. Since World War II, Calvin Barr has lived with the secret that he was responsible for the assassination of Adolf Hitler. Now, decades later, the U.S. government has called on him again for a new top-secret mission. Bigfoot has been living deep in the Canadian wilderness and is carrying a deadly plague that is now threatening to spread to the general population. Relying on the same skills that he honed during the war, Calvin must set out to save the free world yet again. Starring Sam Elliott, A Star is Born, Aidan Turner, Poldark, Caitlin Fitzgerald, Masters of Sex, and Ron Livingston, Office Space, The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot follows the epic adventures of an American legend that no one has ever heard of. And here's the trailer. I think we're going to take a look at the trailer, guys.
My grandfather used to tell me stories all about this one soldier. As he got older, the stories got stranger. Some I believe, others I don't know. But it wasn't describing a man.
Wallet, keys.
It was more like something mythic, legendary. You didn't pull any swords from any stones, did you? But you might have done something bigger, maybe.
So how have you been? You look a little tired. What's bothering you?
Things I could have done differently. Regrets. I shot someone during the war. I never wanted that. Even if he had it coming. And he did.
You've heard about the killings up north?
What's the FBI have to do?
Imagine all our worst fears about influenza. Humans, bovine, swine, all been coming true to life, only worse.
It's the Bigfoot dead. They want me to kill it. It's the carrier of this snake type thing.
Odds no.
If we cannot contain the beast, if we cannot destroy it and escape, it could mean the very end of our world as we know it.
You're the last resort.
That looks very cool. And also, you notice comedian actor Larry Miller is playing his barber also. So that's pretty dang cool. That looks like that's going to be a good movie. February 8th. I will definitely be picking that one up, and there will be a review, of course. In Grimsby, England, they have an interesting mystery going on. A mystery photo which may be of a kangaroo, but it also may be Scooby-Doo, this Great Dane, or perhaps this donkey. I don't know. We've heard of stories of phantom kangaroos or out-of-place kangaroos. Even in the United States, this is in England, northern Lincolnshire. It's just more like a hare, that's a rabbit, Scooby-Doo, or even Donkey from Shrek. So this is the photo of the kangaroo. I'm not sure. I don't know. Are there kangaroos in England? That's a good question. He's the individual who took the picture said he's certain it was a kangaroo or a wallaby. It was stood there not too far away, so I took a picture. We were close enough to see a joey in his pouch. After a few minutes, we went to tell security as it could be a danger, but when we got back, it had gone. I told my mates and partner, but they all think I'm having a laugh. They keep saying I've downloaded it from the internet, but I wouldn't know how to do that. Oh, very fascinating. Could this possibly be a marsupial in England? Hmm. Interesting question. For those who don't think there's giant great white sharks still swimming around our oceans, we may not have megalodon, but we do have giant great white sharks, as was evidenced by Deep Blue, who showed up in Hawaii this past week. 20-foot long. They said she was about 50 tons. Over 50 tons. Apparently, she's been videoed before off the coast of Mexico. Said she brushed up against the boat. Maybe she's pregnant. Maybe she's itchy. And the shark conservationists posted pictures and video of the encounter to show great whites are not mindless monsters. We need sharks, and yet, perhaps because of the negative and inaccurate way they are portrayed in mass media, many people do not care that they are being killed at a rate of 70 million to 100. Is that million or thousand? 70,000 to 100,000 every year, she said, criticizing the mass slaughter of the creatures to make shark fin soup. The great white is uncommon in Hawaii's warm waters, but hunger could have driven Deep Blue out of her comfort zone, Ramsey said. And she was apparently feeding off a rotting whale carcass along with some tiger sharks. Well, and these individuals actually swam with the shark. I don't know if I would do that. I don't think I would be doing that. Swimming with a great white shark. But they may not be. They may not be as bad as some believe they are. Because apparently the individuals who swam with the shark survived it. So, very fascinating story. Like I say, we may not have megalodon anymore, but we still have. Every so often we have giant great white sharks. I mean, she's a record holder. The larger great whites, just about all of them were wiped out back in the 1970s as a result, of course, of the movie Jaws. A lot of fishermen and gaming, or I guess whale fishermen and things like that. They felt like these sharks were dangerous, so they would kill them. And it's rather unfortunate because we don't want this species to go extinct. We don't want any species to go extinct, obviously. And here's an article which interviews both Dr. Jeff Meldrum and Esteban Sarmiento. Very interesting stuff. So, very, very cool article about Sasquatch Bigfoot. I think they even talked to a few skeptics. Yep. So, yeah, very interesting. Good article. Of course, all the links will be in the description below. We have a rather, shall we say, skeptical reporter asking, show me some proof of these creatures' existence. Yeah. Interesting stuff. Let's see. I mean, yeah, he does seem to be a bit, you might say, dismissive. But, I mean, listen, a lot of individuals are going to be dismissive of this because they just don't believe in it. I know that Richter Riolo says that Bigfoot is belief-based. And that could be true in some cases. But, I mean, there is some other... there is some other interesting stuff. It's Gimlin, actually, not Gilman. Is knee a landmark piece of evidence of a person of George Costanza's stature sauntering around in a lovely monkey suit? Note here that the much publicized confessions of a Florida gorilla suit merchant of a third Yakima man, an acquaintance of the filmmakers who claim to have been monkey suit individual number one, has supposedly now been thoroughly debunked by Bigfooters. They have. But then subsequently undebunked, redebunked, and redebunked so many times that the entire grainy film affair today stands most notably as proof only that too many Americans, or at least some people from Yakima, have entirely too much time on their hands. I mean, it would be easy to call this guy some terrible name, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I mean, he has the right to his opinion. He's got the right to everybody has the right to their opinion. Of course, nobody has the right to be wrong about the facts, because if you don't have the facts, your opinion is of no value. That's what Renee Dehinden once coined as far as the phrase is concerned. Finally, we're going to get into the real Project Blue Book. Here's some information from military records. I think this has just been... I think this is the newly released... the newly released files. So, from 1947 to 1969, a total of 12,618 sightings were reported to Project Blue Book. Of these, 701 remain unidentified. The project was headquartered at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, whose personnel no longer receive, document, or investigate UFO reports. And if you've been watching the new show, Project Blue Book, you've seen some of the cool stuff that they've been having on there. They had a Flatwoods Monster episode this past week. But the only thing is, the Flatwoods Monster looked completely different. Or it looked a little bit different from the actual description of the actual creature itself. The way they made the Flatwoods Monster look, they made it look like it had an owl-type head. And, I mean, that's what they claimed that that solved the mystery, that it was just an owl. But the original witnesses saw a creature, a bell-shaped creature with long spindly arms and a head shaped like the ace of spades with, I think, red or orange glowing eyes. So, and this was after the meteor crash, the so-called meteor. So, yeah, I mean, this is going to be, obviously, again, this is something you guys can take a look at. You guys can peruse it for yourself. Really fascinating stuff. And the new show, Project Blue Book, is pretty great. At least I enjoy it. I really like the show. The first 2 episodes have been really good. I think there's supposed to be 10 episodes in total for this season. So anyway, that is going to do it for this week. Not a whole lot else going on other than some conferences, Ohio Bigfoot Conference, Creekfoot, the International Cryptozoology Conference, and some other stuff that's going on in the spring. So, and I'll keep you guys posted on information. As far as the Ohio Bigfoot Conference, only 4 of the 5 speakers have been announced. And once the 5th speaker is announced, I will break in with that news. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. And I'm a little under the weather this week, so you guys will have to bear with me. I just feel kind of, I don't know, sick. and I'm coughing and all that stuff. Hopefully it'll go away. I don't know if it's because the weather changing or what it is. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Until next week, y'all be good at it. This is May-HBM's Crypto Corner.